Thank you all so much for submitting the questions. I'm super psyched to answer these. There was way more than I expected, so let's get into it. Okay, unlike Instagram, I'm going to work chronologically, and I hopefully can get through all of these in this episode. If not, I'll make a part 2 later. Okay, so the first question is actually like 4 questions. How to work for a living and live at the same time. Honestly, have a kind of a shitty work-life balance. I just work all the time. I just like what I do. So that's how I do that. What's my normal day look like, my routine? That kind of changes if I'm working outside of a place or if I'm working at home or if I have the day off or if I'm just doing a personal project. It varies so much, but generally goes I wake up, drink water, take a shower and get ready, and then
No, and then.
and then
No, and then.
and then I just start working as soon as possible and try to accomplish stuff. That's kind of how it goes, and then I go into the night. Do you think that we are convinced to buy things we don't want? Yes, absolutely. Advertising is an absolutely powerful thing. I work in advertisement. I know how it works. It's amazing. So yes. Sorry if you mentioned this in a previous video, but when and how did you find out about minimalism? I suppose I would start with my mother, who definitely has a very deliberate living style. She keeps what she wants and she loves, and she discards what she doesn't, which is like minimalism right there. She's just not as extreme as a minimalist. She just doesn't keep crap around. Now, as far as minimalism goes, is that terminology and getting rid of everything, it's all across the board. Everybody's influenced me, even from like working at a hoarder's house or having to move a lot for a period of time. You just start to pick up and you realize, oh, this is a better lifestyle for me. Like I mean, I was moving like 6 times in a year at one time, and I was just like, this is stupid. Why am I carrying this dumb thing around? So it started with that, I guess. What are your tips for increasing testosterone? I am not an authority on nutrition and testosterone. I can't really say. That's not something I could really say with confidence. I try to read up on it, and if I do find something, then I will share that. Do I believe in life after death? Yes. Do I believe in some fantasy heaven? Not really, but energy definitely never dies, and that's proven. I don't know if consciousness goes on. That's a whole nother question. I don't know. Any plans to do more videos with Beard Brand? I never stopped doing videos with Beard Brand. I just don't make a lot of them. Also, coming up with topics that I believe in for Beard Brand are a little difficult for me because I've gone through so many. I make sure that whatever I say, I truly believe in. And if I'm making a video for Beard Brand or this channel or anything, if I'm giving you a product mention or anything, I truly support it. And I do not want to sell anything that doesn't help anybody. I really want to share my excitement. So if I'm making a video for Beard Brand, I want it to be something that I'm truly newly excited about or I think is very helpful that I truly believe in. What do I have to do to be a model? Here's my Instagram. Now, I see a link. I'm not going to check it, but I will say starting off just like that with showing an Instagram isn't necessarily the best starting point. I think modeling is more than Instagram. You may be better off practicing and getting modeling down from a photographer's standpoint, and never mind sharing it. Like, imagine you're trying to do modeling, but you don't ever have social media. That's probably the best way. Think about, you may have to get really comfortable with cameras, learn a lot about cameras, study posing, all these things. So that's probably a best start. And then also talk to a lot of people, share photos and shoot people. I don't know, just kind of get wrapped up in the world as much as possible. But I do think social media isn't the best way. you can apply to agencies and stuff like that. There's a lot of different methods, a lot of different kinds of modeling. Learn about the modeling. Do women comment on my beard? Sometimes, depends. Do I have a dream? Don't understand the question. Do I have any advice for people dealing with anxiety and low self-esteem disorders? All my advice for all that stuff, are all the videos that I make. I suffer from anxiety and bouts of depression all the time. And that's why I share things that bring me back up to speed. And that's what almost every video is like about in my self-growth section of videos. Are you planning your day? If yes, how do you do it? Do you use an app or calendar? Which one? I plan my day in a book. It's like a life planner, but it's more of a general thing. I try to plan it more and more throughout the day, but it's not really planned out like that. It's kind of something I'm working on. Are you still on NoFap? Sometimes. How do you stay focused and out of social media? I delete them off my phone and I only use them on the computer. When were you able to grow your first at least full looking beard? How was it? Like patches and weak spots. Also, a video telling your beard story would be pretty cool. You can go to BuzzFeed and Google my name. That's my beard story. As far as how old was I don't know. I guess I was 22, 23 or something like that. What was the most important decision of your life? Move to New York and follow my passion. What is my next goal in life? Grow my passion. What do you do to get out of a state of creative block? How do you find the inspiration and motivation to keep going? Basically, I take whatever I'm bored of or uninspired by, and I try to do it better. And I look at it as like a challenge, a limiting, like narrow thing that I can go, okay, what have I not done with this? What can I do better? And then all of a sudden I start getting excited again because let's just say it's like photography. I'm like, okay, all studio stuff or something. You just shoot studio. It's all the same shit at the end of the day. And then you may be like, I'm so bored with this. And then you'd be like, no, but wait, what about working with gels? And then you start looking at gels and then you start getting excited about that. And it's still in the same world. Something like that. How well were you able to grow facial hair in your early 20s? Full coverage, it was just really soft. I never grew it out. It was just always like buzzer length. Daily diet, shitty. I'm not doing super good with that. It's something I'm working on. How's life in NYC? I kind of hate it here. But then I also kind of love some of it. It's weird. Could I do a weekly vlog? I will never vlog. I really don't plan on it. What type of pajamas do you use? In the summer, I just wear my shorts. I just bought those chubbies, those stretchy ones. They're so comfortable. In the winter, it's just basically a robe. Can you make a video about your wardrobe? I did. I'll link it in the description. What is your favorite book? I have a few. Think and Grow Rich. Wherever you go, there you are. The Power of Now. Jaws. Jurassic Park. First ones I'm thinking of. At what times do you see yourself experiencing positive benefits while starting NoFap journey, brain fog, blah, blah, everything I mentioned? I think I said it was about week 3. What are my favorite places in NYC? Home. Not outside. Why do you hate seeing people's feet? Who likes feet? They're gross. If you're a minimalist, can you keep things which reminds you of a specific event in your life? Things that you were sentimental about. Please answer, it really bothers me. I mentioned this in my minimalism and owning things video. It really isn't about getting rid of things. It's keeping only what you love. If you love it, keep it. If you don't want it and it means something to you, I just recommend taking a picture of it and then throwing it out. How do you feel about your beard? If you ever choose to shave it off, what would be the reason? I generally was shaving it off every summer just because of a lot of reasons that I don't want to get into in this video. I just haven't lately because I haven't been as thin, and I like to see my jaw as like more chiseled when I do shave. Have I ever considered doing a podcast? Yes, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Did I have a beard at 16? I had a little goatee and like a little bit of mustache and some sideburns, but there was nothing was connecting. How do you deal with critics from managers? Is it easy for you to make changes in your works that you wouldn't do by yourself? How important is it to compromise between artists and management? Well, really easy. They're hiring you to do a job. So they want you to do something. That's what you're getting paid to do. So you do that. Now, your artistic thing is your mind, and you can suggest other ideas and maybe make it extra and show them. That's not what they're hiring you for unless they're asking you to come up with a creative problem. Do what they say. That's what you're getting paid for. If I'm a plumber and somebody's like, oh, fix this leaky pipe, you don't go and just mess with their toilet. Like, that's stupid. So tell us about your tattoos. I will probably never talk about my tattoos, assuming that you don't have many tattoos, because generally speaking, people who have a lot of tattoos don't ask this question, and people with tattoos generally kind of just get it, like, oh, I'm done talking about them. Unless you're super cheesy, maybe you might always talk about them. Getting started with meditation and your own routines, I would say just start, read wherever you go, there you are, to get the mindset, to really understand. And you can try Insight Timer, the app, it's free. It's really good, but it's a super clunky app. Maybe get the Calm app, do the 7-day trial. You don't have to buy it after that, but just get that 7 days in, you'll start to go, oh, I get it. This makes sense. You don't have to go crazy and have like 40-minute meditations and stuff. Like, it's really pretty easy thing to do. I have a question about the no-fap video. How did I deal with sexual arousal? Basically, I just look at that as that's like my power. So it's just kind of like this aggression. It's an energy. I feel like if you were to fap, if you're in the mindset of no fap and you're feeling that, that's just like a buildup. Like you could fucking Hadouken the shit out of something. But you want to hold on to that and use that to grow. What is your opinion on the best qualities for a girlfriend for a long and stable relationship? Self-growth, relationship growth, harmony, understanding the other person's love language, which I recommend the book, 5 Love Languages. I should have read that 10 years ago. I would have been so much better off. Do you think that all minimalist lifestyle is worth it? I mean, it's just a choice. It's not a better or worse. It's, do you want to do this or not? It's like playing hockey or not. Like, do you like hockey? Then good, play it. If not, then don't play it. Why don't you let people, me, send messages off the back of your Instagram stories? You seem to have removed that message option. Yeah, because I don't want people to message me, like, except for my friends. That's the only people who can message me. What do you do for a living? How far did you go to school? I am a motion graphics designer, and I don't go to school. What is the best memory you have of growing up? Probably growing up. Do you have an all-time favorite film? No. Surprisingly. My blood brother, Steven, asks, am I going to go camping this summer? Yes, probably. When did you start minimalism in your life? I mean, it's kind of always been there. I've always thrown out stuff. Facial hair in high school, full, short. Describe the end of your no-fap period in one word or GIF. How has your life changed since embracing your beard? Embracing anything of yourself is good. What music do you listen to? Most of the time it's classical and film scores and anything out without words. If I'm working and I just want to cruise, I listen to new retro wave. If I'm at the gym, then I listen to rap. And I'll get into that one as a separate video because I hate rap, but I listen to it. It's really weird. What are your thoughts about religion and spirituality? Is there any religion or philosophy that you follow yourself? I have a rule in life: never speak about religion or politics. So I'm not going to answer that. What do I eat in a typical day? Basically a bag of cheese curls. How do you stay on a routine? I don't really have a routine. I just kind of am obsessed with something, so I wake up and I do that all day. And then I just keep doing it, and that's generally what I do for work. How did you end up working in film, video, photo production? It seems that you had odd jobs before moving to NYC and are self-taught. Will you teach us the way of the hustle? The hustle mindset is all these videos that I do for self-growth. However, how I got here, I basically had these odd jobs, but they were all at the same time. I spent maybe 3 years of my life working 3 jobs at once. So I'd have my Monday through Friday job, then I'd have my nights on like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday job, and I'd have a Tuesday, Thursday job, and then I'd have a Saturday day job and a weekend day job and a weekend night job. So I would work, I don't know, maybe 80 to 100 hours a week for about a year and a half, and then I cut down one of those jobs hours so I'd have Sundays free. So I just worked a lot. As far as specifics go for film and video, I worked at Local Access, and then I worked odd jobs, did free stuff a lot for many years. Then slowly people started compensating me, got the confidence, moved out here, started back at the free stage, and then worked my way up again. What are your feelings on fasting? I do it every day. I do the 16-8. I'm not super good at my meals, but I'm working on it. That's my weakest thing in life, is my diet. How do you deal with mood swings or depression? I figure out what's wrong and then I try to fix it. Or I figure out what I was doing differently from when I was happy, and I try to go back to doing that. What's your workout routine? How do you manage to stay so relaxed? I'm pretty patient and relaxed person always since I was young. I am that way. As far as workout routine, it's too much to answer in something like this. I may have to make a whole nother video on it, but I will say I do my big push or pull section of exercises for that day, and then I add the fun stuff. So like ab raises or bicep curls or something exciting at the end, so that I keep going, and then I have that fun thing at the end. What are your aspirations when growing up while in school? To work in film? I haven't gotten there yet. I'm slowly figuring out what I want to do in film, because film is a different kind of field than commercial work. Were your parents supporting in the career path you were taking as a young man? I want to become a barber, so any ideas on how to convince my siblings about that? Well, my parents are extremely supportive. They've always been whatever makes you happy, honey, type of thing. And my mom, she's so great. I don't think you should convince them. I think you should do what makes you happy. It's your life, not theirs. I have a big thing against living for other people's expectations. In fact, if I feel an expectation from coming from somebody, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I will be like, fuck you. So I hate expectations. Fuck them. Love your spontaneity. Thank you. Love you. What's your favorite piece of work you've done, and can you share it? I generally can't share anything. My most recent one, which was last year, was helping and designing and creating Kid Cudi's world tour, which was really awesome. Everything on stage and everything like that. But I can't share it because he owns the rights to it. That's just kind of how it works a lot of time with my work. I can't really share it for NDA reasons or rights. You have pretty sad eyes all the time. Does anyone tell you that in real life? Are people asking? In fact, I've actually heard that quite a bit. I don't really understand it, but I guess it shows. I heard a thing that I liked is, you have the face you're born with at 14, and then you have the face you've earned at 40. Assuming you're a ladies' man, any comment on that strange species? Yes, they're awesome. How much rest between sets on heavy lifts? I usually go about 2 to 3 to 5 minutes. I tend to just go by feel, and I accept the fact that sometimes it's even 10 minutes. Like, I just do what feels right. It's usually about 3 to 5 minutes. Do you like to travel? I don't travel enough, so that's just shitty on my part. How do I lose my virginity? It's a really good question. I want to make a whole video on this. I will say, stop trying to lose your virginity and try to be a bigger person and grow as a person, and it will happen. Think about being the best, not how to get the result. Don't think about the destination, think about the journey. What was the moment in which you found your passion? What mindset were you in to find or realize it? Any tips on how to find one? That's a tough one. Basically, I figured out what things piss me off and what things could I not do without getting super depressed. So I would get mad at like shitty effects or like crappy camera angles or color or shitty photos. I'd get so pissed at that stuff. And then as far as all the cameras and making videos and stuff like that, if I don't do that, I start getting depressed. So that's kind of what I did. How old are you? I will be 38 in July 5th. Tell me happy birthday. How did you start freelancing and what jobs did you do for it? I've been freelancing for many years. I don't remember how it started. I think it was I just say if you're getting paid straight, then you're freelancing. How can I start a minimalist lifestyle? I have a video on it. I'll link it below. If some, what are any minimalist books, movies, musicians that you enjoy? I mentioned that in How to Start a Minimalist Lifestyle. When did you begin working out? Really young. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. 3 favorite YouTubers that inspire you, and how's it going on the 3D graphics? I'm going to do a video on my favorite YouTubers as a separate one. I don't want to just limit it to 3 right now because I can't think of that off the top of my head. As far as the graphics thing going, it's taken a back burner because I had so much else to do, unfortunately. Do I have any goals in my training, working out? Yeah, get strong as fuck. What's your story? Start at kindergarten and tell us about your life. Way too much for this video. Sorry. What would you say to somebody thinking about starting a minimalist lifestyle? I hope you like it. It's great. I love it. How did you set up the lighting for your Progress is Progress Part 1 video? I need to make a long overdue video on my lighting setup. It's tweaked here and there, but it's generally this one main thing that you see now. Last question, what would I say to 20-year-old Jeff? That's an awesome last question. I would say you're going to be okay. Don't listen to what everybody says. Try it for yourself. Make up your own mind. And be a really nice person. Don't let people walk over you. Know your value. And that's it. So thank you all so much for all these questions. I really hope I answered them as well as I could. I really need to make a new video on a lot of these. But for a video like this, I can only answer so much into each one. So if you have questions that I didn't cover in this, throw them in the comments and I'll make another one really soon. I'll try to make it sooner so it's not as long of a video. And until next time, peace.